Hello everyone, welcome to Arka Astro Science, and today in this video I will be talking about the solar eclipse which is going to take place today on 14th of October 2023, and it is an annular solar eclipse, which means astronomically when moon covers sun, which is as visible from earth, you will see a ring, that is the visible part of sun will be in the form of a ring outlining the moon. It is a very beautiful astronomical phenomenon, and that is what the annular solar eclipse is all about. Okay, but it is visible this time only from USA, Central America, and some countries of Southern America, and very few parts of Africa. It is not visible in India, it is not visible in Africa or Australia. Okay, so the people who lives in America, Central America, or some countries like Mexico and some countries of Southern America, they will be able to view it. Okay, if I talk about the timeline, then in accordance to Indian Standard Time, the solar eclipse is starting around evening 8:33 p.m. That means in India and Asia it is not visible. In Indian Standard Time 8:33 p.m. The first location of the partial eclipse starts. The eclipse will be at its maximum intensity, the peak intensity, around 11:39 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and the last location at which the partial eclipse is it is visible, that means it ends, it is around 2:25 a.m. 15th of October in accordance to Indian Standard Time. So that means here in India or Asia it will be the evening or the night when they won't be able to see the solar eclipse. On the other hand, the other part of the world, that is the America, the Central America, or some countries of Southern America, they will be able to view it. Okay, now today is also the new moon. We call it the Sarvapitra Amavasya or the Mahalaya Amavasya. It is a very spiritual day, because it is a day when people do the Pitri Tarpan to show their respect to the ancestors. Doing charity and donations today is also very auspicious. Okay, so this day, the Mahalaya Amavasya, marks the end of the Pitri Paksha. Okay, from last one fortnight, that is last 14 days, the Pitra Paksha was going on, when people were doing the ancestral worship or puja. Okay, doing the charities and donations for the ancestors. Okay, and this day, the Mahalaya Amavasya or the Sarvapitra Amavasya, also marks the start of Devi Paksha. Now Devi Paksha, that means the start of Navratri, Durga Puja. Okay, so it's a very significant day, very spiritual day. Now, since it happens to be with the solar eclipse, although in Asia and India the solar eclipse is not visible, but astronomical the phenomenon is happening. So that means it is a time when involving ourselves in some kind of spiritual activities is really good. Now, since it marks the starting of Navratri, so some of the like mantras which we can follow, like first is Vishnu Sahasranam, is very good. So listening to Vishnu Sahasranam or chanting some slokas of Vishnu Sahasranam is very good. Okay, Durga Chalisa or Durga Kavach, listening or chanting Durga Kavach or Durga Chalisa is also very good during this particular time. And since it is related to Surya, then I will also say that in order to strengthen the sun element in our chart, we should also chant or listen to Aditya Hridayam Stotra. These are the few mantras which we can definitely do today for making the day and this particular moment more energized with respect to the spiritual significance are concerned. And one more thing I will say here, that this particular Amavasya or this particular solar eclipse which is happening at this moment of time, that is the new moon and the solar eclipse, it is happening in the sign of Virgo. Okay, and the nakshatra which is concerned is the Chitra nakshatra, because you see Chitra nakshatra, it spans through Virgo and it ends in Libra. It spans through Virgo and Libra. It's a Chitra Nakshatra. Okay. And at this moment of time, Sun is in just in the boundary of Virgo. I mean, it is just in a span of 4 days. On 18th of October, Sun will jump from Virgo to Libra. And this particular eclipse is because of the presence of Ketu in the boundary of Libra and Virgo. Ketu is at present in the just in the junction of that Libra and Virgo. It is in the sign of Libra, but it is in the junction. So the influence of Ketu, and very soon on 18th of October when Sun moves into the sign of Libra, so and on 19th Mercury is also moving from Virgo to Libra. So basically there will be 4 planetary conjunction in the sign of Libra, that is the Mars, Ketu, Sun and Mercury. And most important part here is that today is the solar eclipse. Okay. And in a day or two you will see that moon is transiting in the sign of Libra. So moon will be in conjunction with Ketu and Mars. So Sun is basically the Naisargik Atma Karak. It is the universal significator of soul. It is our conscience and consciousness. Now apart from Jupiter, Jupiter is the Jiva Karak, it is the significator of life. That's a different thing. But when we are talking about soul, the consciousness, and from the consciousness rises our conscience, that is the Sun, and Sun is under eclipse. And after 4 days Sun will be in the impact of Ketu, and Ketu is a headless planet. It will be under the impact of Mars also. Although now someone will say that in Libra Sun will be debilitated, but that is not the concern. Why? Because Mars will do the cancellation of debilitation. It will do the Nijbhang. In that regard that is good. But the impact of Ketu, so it is not only about the solar eclipse now, it is also about after the 4 days what is going to happen. So basically this is a time when we have to be working with patience, because Ketu, Mars and Sun, what it happens that we take some actions, we do some work without thinking. Sometimes we may speak something. Why speak? Because Mercury will also join the party on 19th of October. And at present when this eclipse is taking place, Mercury is also in the sign of Virgo, very close to Sun. It's very close to Sun now. Okay. So I will say that during this particular time it is very essential that we work with patience, we work with our calmness and composure. We should not get into some kind of acts or some kind of actions which are not good or which are not taken with wise ideas or wisdom, okay, and thoughts. So if certain things are not clear, because that will be that is what the eclipse is all about, because it eclipses our soul. That is the solar eclipse. It eclipses our consciousness. On certain matters we will be confused, there can be dilemma, there can be some delays. Okay, so it is very essential that we should not start any auspicious work around the corner now, until and unless the transit circuit, or until and unless the what we say, the choice of electional astrology, that is muhurta. Okay, so that is very important, and definitely it has to be checked from the horoscope also, the natal horoscope. Now in the mundane aspect, I will say that in terms of Medini Jyotish or the mundane astrology, I will say that these transits are not good, because this can lead to fear, violence, natural calamities or forest fires. Okay, and many things have been going on around the world. In my last video in which I talked about the horoscope of the monthly horoscope for October 2023, I didn't discuss all these things because it is a part of mundane astrology. But since eclipse itself is a part of astronomical phenomenon, and it is a it forms an important part of mundane astrology, so I'm saying it that this is the time when we should be taking some actions, or whatever we are doing, it should be backed by wisdom and intellect. Then only it will be going to give us good results in the upcoming days and time. Okay, in the mundane astrological sense, I will say that Sun is government, Mars is military and army. Now Ketu is a spiritual planet, okay, but Ketu is also a planet associated with fire element. Sun, Mars and Ketu, these are the 3 planets associated with fire element. Yes, Ketu is also fire element, yes. In fact, Ketu is that highest form of fire. Okay, so this is also a time that we may get to hear or listen certain things in the upcoming days, which can be associated with fear, violence, and something regarding that. I will not say more, but it is associated with these things because these transits are more or less, it signifies this. Now, at this moment of time, moon is also weak because it is new moon, it is amavasya. That means the moon is very weak, and the moment moon enters the sign of Libra, it is not only weak, it is afflicted due to Ketu and Mars. Although there will be an aspect of Jupiter, now that's the savior. You see, the people who are studying astrology formally, they will be definitely learning about Sadbal, okay, the sixfold strength of a planet, and the drishti, that is the drishti bal of Jupiter, Brihaspati, Dev Guru Brihaspati. The drishti bal of Brihaspati is highly taken positive, no matter where Brihaspati is all about. The people who are studying astrology formally, they will be knowing about it. Okay, so that is the aspect of Jupiter. So that is savior. Okay, otherwise I will say that the other transits are not that great in terms of mundane sense, that is the mundane or Medini Jyotish. Okay, that part. In our day-to-day life, how it is going to act, that I will discuss now with regards to all the 12 ascendant signs now. And since it is the eclipse and eclipse concerns about sun and moon, I will request every one of you, please go through this video with respect to your ascendant sign and your moon sign both, because you never know that how these transits are acting on us with regards to the reality and in terms of our emotions and mind. Okay, because it's all about our mind and mental means outlook at this moment of time. And if you are new to this channel, tap onto the subscribe button, click onto the notification bell icon, so that every time I make a new video, you get notified instantly. And if you want a consultation from me with regards to these transits, with regards to your horoscope, then do check the links down in the description section. You can mail me through my email ID, or you can get connected with me through my Facebook or Instagram account. So now I will start with all the 12 ascendant signs, and you can check it from your moon sign also. That is my request. Okay, so come, let us start. For the Aries ascendant people, this solar eclipse is happening in the sign of Virgo in your 6th house, so that means healthcare is very essential during this particular time. In case if you're running through any prevalent health condition, in that case, taking care of your health or going through some better healthy practices will be good for you. And at your job, at your workplace also, there can be some confusion or dilemma, there can be some misunderstanding between you and your co-workers, with your superiors, or with your subordinates also. And you may also feel that your plannings are not working as per your will and wish, and there are some, all of a sudden, some struggles or obstacles coming in your path in your day-to-day life. This kind of feeling can be there because of this solar eclipse. And one more thing I will say, that some matter related to your home, homely environment, health of your mother, or some matter related to your child or health of your children can also be a reason of stress and anxiety for you during this particular time. So take care regarding the health of your mother, health of your children, or at your homely environment also, certain matters which needs to take care, then you must look into it. So that's it for the Aries ascendant people. For the Taurus ascendant people, this transit or the solar eclipse is happening in the 5th house, and I will say that during this particular time, certain matter related to your planning, your management, may go into some kind of dilemma or confusion, or you may feel that certain things are there which are creating too much anxiety within you. There can be some unknown ego battles going within yourself, and certain matters related to your children or health of your children can be reason of anxiety for you, or the choices made by your children. Okay, that can be a reason for anxiety or stress for you during this particular time. I will also say that try to avoid any kind of short travels during this particular time. Okay, and certain matters which you may feel good for you may not be that good for you. Okay, so you have to wait and act with patience. Don't get into too much aggression. Okay, don't get into too much ego. Practicing some spiritual practices or getting into some religious rituals and customs will really help you out. Okay, like listening to Vishnu Sahasranam and all, this will really be good for you, because your Lagna Lord Venus is in the fourth house and your fourth Lord Sun is eclipsed. Okay, so certain matter related to your home also or homely environment also, you may feel that it is not correct, or that can be a reason for concern for you. So take care regarding the health of your mother also during this particular time. So that's it for the Taurus ascendant people. For the Gemini ascendant people, this particular solar eclipse is happening in your fourth house. Now, the first thing I will say that any matter related to your home or homely environment or health of your mother can be a concern during this particular time, and you need to take care regarding each and every matter regarding your home. Try to maintain peace, calm, composure at your homely environment. Try to look into the happiness of all the people in your homely environment. That will be good for every one of you. And taking care regarding the health of your mother is very essential during this particular time. There can be some restlessness at or restlessness or some kind of anxiety or misunderstanding at the domestic matter, some domestic matter or domestic issues. Okay, some misunderstanding or some unknown opposition with the superiors or authorities at your workplace also. So try to avoid it, try to take care regarding that. Sometimes looking into the matters in a more calm and composed manner is also very essential. And I will also say that there is a chance of sudden movement, but try to avoid it. Try to avoid taking any sudden movement or sudden trips, short trips at this point of time. It is not recommended now. Some family matters or family decisions may create anxiety within you, may be unclear to you. Okay, some expenditures are seen with regards to homely environment or with regards to the health of your mother. So make sure that you take care regarding her health during this particular time, and that will be really good for every one of you in this regard with regards to this solar eclipse. Okay, for the Cancer ascendant people, this solar eclipse is happening in your third house. Now, in this particular time, you may be unsure regarding your actions, your efforts. You may feel that I'm planning something, but where to act and how to act. There can be some sudden unclarity. There can be some misunderstanding between you and your social contacts, specifically with your friends and siblings. So during this particular time, try to avoid any kind of arguments or fights, or specifically the when you are communicating verbally. Okay, or suppose if you are associated with any work which requires communication, in that regards also you need to be a bit careful since it is happening in the third house. So try to avoid any kind of trips or journeys at least for next 1 month or so. Okay, now that is very essential during this particular time. Now, since moon is the Lagna Lord itself, and it is in the like in the new moon now. Okay, and moon is weak at this point of time, and it is getting eclipsed. That sun is becoming eclipsed in the third house. That sun is the second lord also. So certain matters related to your health, your own life choices, your decision making, and with regards to your family also can be a sense of concern for you, or you may feel that I have to put some extra effort, but there will be a sense of dilemma and confusion also, that I should put the efforts, but where, how, this kind of feeling can be there. And I will say that next 1 month or so you need to be very careful regarding all these things, and there can be some expenditures, sudden expenditures, or you may feel that in order to protect the financial things or the wealth, some struggles are coming. Okay, So plan your budget, plan your finances accordingly, and when you're dealing with your family members or any family matter, you need to be a bit careful that you do not say something which is not meant to be said. Okay, that's it for the Cancer ascendant people. For the Leo ascendant people, now this is very essential because Sun is eclipsed in your second house. Okay, and Sun is the Lagna lord and Moon is your 12th lord for the Leo ascendant people. So your decision making towards your family, towards your wealth and finances, your speech is very essential during this particular time. Try to avoid any kind of arguments or fights, specifically at your home, with your family matters, with your family members during this particular time, because your ego may come in front of you, and there can be a sense of dilemma and confusion, and out of it you may say something which should not be said, or we should not be get into the act. Okay, so these are the things. Another thing is that Sun is the Lagna lord, it is getting eclipse, so healthcare is very essential, because second house is the house of family, wealth, everything is okay, but second house is also the house of, it is a marak, it is a maraka house. Okay, so in case you are running through any prevalent health condition, in that case also I will say that during this particular time you should not get into that some um, any any kind of unhealthy practices. Okay, means you should be very concerned regarding your health, you should be very concerned regarding your day-to-day life choices and practices, specifically with regards to your family, your wealth, finances. You should not make any financial decisions now, at least for 1 month. Okay, and very soon Sun will be moving into your third house in a span of 4 days, so try to avoid any short trips also during this particular time. Any major decisions should be avoided now. Okay, means the things which are the decisions which are not auspicious, don't do it now. This is the most important thing which I will say. For the Virgo ascendant people, now for the Virgo people this is becoming more essential because the eclipse is happening on your first house itself, so that means it is impacting your personality, your health, your life choices and decision making. So the first thing is that in case you are going through any prevalent health condition, you should be very careful regarding your health, because Sun is a 12th lord getting eclipsed in the first house. So the first thing is health, the second thing is the relationship part, because it will be aspecting directly your 7th house. Okay, so that means it is impacting your 1 and 7 axis. There can be some unclarity regarding your thoughts, regarding your choices with regards to your day-to-day life. Okay, so I will say that during this particular time, take your decisions, take your choices in a more prompt and wise manner, in a full of intellect, because yes, there will be some dilemma and confusion. Although Mercury is exalted at this moment of time, but still I will say that on 19th of October, when Mercury moves out from your first house, it moves into the second house, it get conjunct with Ketu and Mars, so that time there will be a significant amount of confusion. So during this particular time, try to avoid any new work or start of any new work or any auspicious work at this point of time, at least for next 1 month. That is very essential, and taking care of your health is also very it should be in the first priority during this particular time. Okay, and since um, Moon is your 11th lord and Mercury is also transiting in the first house, it is your 10th lord, so at your work environment also there can be some confusion and dilemma, there can be some delays also on certain matters, so don't hurry, have some patience, and later on it will give you very good results. So that's it for the Virgo ascendant people. For the Libra ascendant people, this is happening in the 12th house. Now 12th house is the subconscious mind, 12th house is also the house of loss, and it is also the house of salvation, liberation. So on certain matters there will be restlessness, specifically there will be difficulty in taking rest, sleep, or the sleeping schedule can disturb, so you may feel a bit more lazy and lethargic when you wake up. Okay, There can be some unknown anxiety, stress going on in your head. This kind of feeling can be there because sun is a fiery planet getting eclipsed in the 12th house in the presence of Mercury and Moon. So on certain matters you may feel mm, the consciousness or intellect is not coming forward. On certain matters you may feel that you are struggling on your intellectual level. Okay, so don't force certain things if the things are not working in that way. There will be confusion, I will say, because it is in the happening in the 12th house, so there can be some overthinking and all. Although looking into the fact that your Lagna Lord is transiting in the 11th house, which is good for health, but your 11th Lord is getting eclipsed. So that means there can be a sense, you may also feel that some insecurity with regards to your income, some insecurity with regards to your finances and wealth, and your social connection also. During this particular time, you may also feel insecure, or you may feel a bit fearful or stressed with regards to your social network circle. So if you are in any kind of team, in any kind of project working together, there can be some misunderstanding and miscommunication. Try to handle it in a proper manner, in a calm and composed state. Okay. Taking up new projects or taking up new work or starting new work is not recommended at this point of time, at least for the next 1 month or so. Okay, so that's it for the Libra ascendant people. For the Scorpio ascendant people, this solar eclipse is happening in the 11th house, so that means there can be a sense of confusion or insecurity with regards to your wealth, your income, with regards to your elder sibling, some health problems with regards to, or miscommunication with your elder sibling or network circle. Okay, now sun happens to be your 10th lord, so there can be some miscommunication or some ego problems with your superiors or authorities. This has to be taken care of very properly, and sun will be aspecting your 5th house directly, so that means healthcare regarding your children has to be also given priority during this particular time for the Scorpio ascendant people. Another thing is that you may also feel that the planning and the execution of your work is not going as per it is planned. That means you may feel that my luck is not supporting on certain aspect in your day-to-day life. You may also feel like that. So it is just a span of time, but still I will say that for the next 1 month, don't plan some big things, don't plan some any auspicious work. Okay, after 1 month then you can think about it. Okay, and if you are associated with any work which requires team meeting or project in a group of team, then there can be some miscommunication. Try to handle it in a more calm and composed manner. That's it for the Scorpio ascendant people. For the Sagittarius ascendant people, this is happening in your 10th house, so that means it is your work environment, it is your karma, it is your career, your boss, or your office environment, your job environment, basically your authorities, government. Okay, so suppose at your work environment you need to avoid any kind of ego problems or ego battles with your superiors and authorities. There can be certain matters or some work given to you where you may feel a bit some kind of confusion or dilemma going through. There can be some delay in your work, or certain matters may not be clear to you with regards to your karma, with regards to your work. Okay, during this particular time it is very essential that you should not get into any kind of arguments or fights or conflict of interest with regards to your co-workers or at your work environment, because for this Sagittarius ascendant people, moon is the 8th lord, sun is the 9th lord, so that means there can be some insecurity with regards to your work also, or some kind of disinterest. You may feel that I am not feeling well about my work, or I am you may feel all of a sudden that disinterest may come, and that can lead to some problems. Okay, since sun is your lagna lord, your 9th lord, sorry, sun is your 9th lord, and it is getting eclipsed in the 10th house, so that means health of your father, and there can be some expenditure of money or wealth with regards to health of your father. So taking care regarding the health of your father is very essential during this particular time, and this happening in the 10th house aspecting the 4th house. So that means health of your mother, that means health, basically health of your parents during this particular time will be very essential to look upon. And although means Jupiter, your Lagna Lord, will be in the 5th house. It is aspecting the 1st house. It is creating that sense of wisdom. But still, I will say that during this particular time, it is very essential that you take care regarding your work, your health of your parents, and don't get into any kind of unnecessary conflicts. That will be really good for you. That is the Sagittarius ascendant people, at least for next 1 month. Since it is the area of karma, don't start any new work as of now, and try to avoid any long distance travel, because sun is 9th lord. Long distance travel, going through any spiritual work or religious rituals and customs, studying religious scriptures will be good for you during this particular time. Okay. For the Capricorn ascendant people, it is happening in the 9th house in the sign of Virgo. And sun is your 8th lord, moon is your 7th lord. So that means during this particular time there will be a sense of dilemma with regards to your righteousness towards your partnership and relationship, and means all the responsibilities with regards to relationship and partnership during this particular time. It is very essential that if you are in any kind of relationship or partnership with regards to personal life or at the professional life, all your responsibility, all your dharma, your righteousness should be followed with proper law, justice, truthfulness and loyalty during this particular time, because there will be a sense of dilemma and confusion. There can be some insecurity also, because when you are talking about insecurity, that is the 8th house, and sun is the 8th lord for the Capricorn ascendant people, and which is getting eclipsed. So, and sun is also the 8th lord, that means it is something, it has to do with the longevity also, means healthcare also. Okay, so you need to be very careful regarding your health. In case you are running through any prevalent health condition, you should be taking or going into more healthier practices in the upcoming days and time. That will be helpful to you. Try to avoid any long distance travels or any journey during next 1 month or so. That will be very essential. And since they will be aspecting your 3rd house, so with whom you are communicating, what you are communicating during this particular time is very essential. Practicing religious or spiritual works will be good for you, or going through some religious scriptures will be really good for you. It will be like giving you a sense of strength for you, means mantra shakti, what we say. Okay, like Vishnu Sahasranam, and because it is happening in the sign of Virgo, and since Navratri is coming, so Durga Kavach is a very powerful mantra and stotra. Okay, Durga Chalisa is also very good, so go through it. You can also recite the Aditya Hidam stotra, that will be good for you, for the Capricorn ascendant people. Next comes the Aquarius ascendant people. Now for the Aquarius ascendant people, it is happening in the 8th house, because Virgo is the 8th sign, and 8th house is basically the house of ups and downs. It is the house of transformation. Means it is a very powerful house, I will say. And the first thing is your health care. In case you are running through any health condition, then this is a very essential time that we should be very careful regarding our health. Expenditures can be there, because it will be aspecting the 2nd house. Your speech, your family decisions and family matters has to be taken care. And suppose in case you are associated with any thing regarding partnership or relationship, then there can be some unknown challenges or insecurities may come up all of a sudden in front of you, and you should be very careful that you should not take any decision haphazardly regarding your partnership or relationship. And if you are thinking to get into a collaboration or a new partnership, then this is not the correct time. I will say at least a month later you may think about it. This is not the correct time to get into a new relationship or new partnership or new collaboration. This is not the right time for the Aquarius ascendant people, because it is the eclipse is happening in the 8th house, and the concerned planet is the 6th lord moon and the 7th lord sun. Okay, So there can be separative tendencies with regards to fear and insecurity, confusion, doubt. Okay, so take care regarding your finances and expenditures, your health and your relationship. In case there is a conflict of interest or doubt, try to mitigate it by proper communication. Move aside and far away from your ego. That will give you much more better results. Okay, so that's it for the Aquarius ascendant people. For the Pisces ascendant people, it is happening in the 7th house itself. That means it is happening in the house of your relationship, your partnership. Okay, in that regard, I will say that suppose if you are associated with anything related to relationship, partnership, or any kind of collaboration at the personal level or at the professional level, in that case, I will say that there can be significant confusion or dilemma, or I will say that misunderstanding to some extent. Okay, some ego battles can be there, some ego problems can be there, or some choices, because the moon happens to be your fifth lord. Okay, so you may take some wrong choice with regards to a relationship during this particular time. So don't get into any kind of relationship or partnership or any kind of new collaboration during now. This is not the right time. You may wait for certain 1 month or so, then you can take some decision. This is not the right time to get into a new relationship or so. Suppose if you are not in a relationship or not in a partnership, in that case I will say that 7th house is also the house of public image, your mass fame, foreign land. Suppose you are moving to some foreign place or you are planning, then I will say this is not the right time. Or suppose if you are in a foreign place, then there can be an insecurity, there can be a sense of loneliness. Okay, you may feel like that. And since it is the house of public image, I will also say that this is the time when you should be taking care of your work, your karma, your dharma, your righteousness at the highest level, because you may tend to do some mistakes out of that dilemma or confusion. Okay, and that may lead to some kind of problems with regards to your name, fame and status, because public image means you may feel that people are judging you with regards to your work. So following a proper dharma, that will give you much more better results, because don't forget, moon is your fifth lord. So practicing religious rituals and customs will really give you much more better results. So that's it for the Pisces ascendant people, and I hope that you have liked this video. Press the like button and share button if you have liked this video, and share it to your near and dear ones. And if you are new to this channel, then tap onto the subscribe button, click onto the notification bell icon, so that every time I make a new video you would get notified instantly. And if you want a consultation from me, check the links down in the description section. You can mail me through my email ID or get connected with my Facebook or Instagram account. So till then, when I come back with some another interesting video, I'm signing off for today. Thanking you. Bye bye.